But anyway, one of the things I think that we need is training. Because city board, like anything else, if you don't keep up with the current legislation that's passed in Little Rock, there's rules, there's regulation changes, there's things that the city board needs to learn, or if they forgot, if we forgot, because of the fact that it makes us a better board member so that we can do a better job of serving the people. One of the illustrations too on that card is like Arkansas Economic Development Commission. About 3 months ago, they came and did a seminar here in town, and I attended that. And a lot of the things that they said I remembered, but there's some I forgot, and there's some new things. So as a result, I see the need for training or getting information. When I say training, it really is gaining information so that the city board can work more effective in what we need to do. So that's another one. In '96, I mentioned this too, by the city ought to have long-range, short-range plans. And when I was on the board and super member, some of our short-range plans was to pay bills by the end of the day. So, you know, the city has sometimes been even shorter than it is today on paying bills and things. But we need a short-range plan, in other words, a 5-year plan, and 10-year and 25-year plan. Paul is right here, he's our public works director. But what does our city want to look like in 25 years? Where do we want to see growth? Where do we want to see areas of commercial? Where do we want to see areas of industrial? So where are those areas? So let's start looking forward. Every company does it, a business does that. They don't just work, okay, just today, they plan for the future. That is one thing that the city needs to do too, is plan for the future. One of the things that came up was a lady we were talking about, and she said, I've called the city, I've called the city, and I've called the city, and trying to come up with a way of better communication from the citizens to the staff and the board, besides phone call. And I don't know what all is available as such, but you know, some way be able to, when people have a complaint, yes, being able to log it in and trace it back and talk to the people and try to solve it. Or if it's not a legitimate complaint, just tell them it's not a legitimate complaint. One of the things in the legislature that I enjoyed so much was out of session helping people. And one of the things that I tried to do was if you came to me and said, I need some help with, at that time, the Department of Health, which is now part of DHS, Human Services total, I'd say, okay, I'm gonna get somebody to call you. So I would call, I'd get somebody to call, and I would tell them, call them, you gonna call them? Yes, I am. Well, guess what? Tomorrow, I'm calling them to see if you call. And I'm gonna make sure that you did. So the next day I would call. And people appreciate that more than anything that I did, is to put them in contact with people they needed to talk to try to help them in their situation. I don't know how much that's being done in the city. I know in this particular case it was mentioned was they called, no response, they called, no response, they called, no response. Finally they got a response. But we can do better than that, so that the citizens know that we are actively listening to them. By the way, walking the streets, there's been so many good ideas, little bitty things that just makes a difference in that neighborhood, that street, or maybe the city overall, that they don't cost too much either. So, but anyway, you know, the other thing we've got to do, and I think the board does a pretty good job of it, but still, I've got to learn and look at it. We've got to get the most bang for the buck that we can have on revenue. And by the way, revenue. The city needs more of it. Gimme, 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 gimme. We can either, how do we raise revenue? Well, we can do it by taxes and fees, which I don't particularly care for. I don't want to raise taxes. I don't want to raise fees. 52% of our budget comes from sales tax, about 12% comes from fees. Look on your cable bill, look on your telephone bill, look on your whatever bill, and you'll see these fees. And a lot of times they're just added. They're added and you don't have a voice in it or anything of that nature. We don't need to do that. So how do we raise revenue? Well, we get more retail. So how do we get more retail? We go and recruit. Also, we need housetops. And we have growth areas in our city, and then we need to work with builders and make it easy to build, but they have to build to code. We can't have substandard, but let's work with people so that we can grow our city, so that we can grow our revenue without taxing any additional taxes or fees. Let me give you an example. Right now, you go to the Texas side, you pay their sales tax, but guess what you're doing? You're giving them their fire, their police, their roads, their infrastructure, everything of that nature, which is fine. Our sister city has done wonderful. But we need those same things over here. Matt Mugnow's wearing glasses right there. Matt, where do you have to go get your glasses?
Texas side.
Texas side, okay. You know, if you're sick, you go to see a doctor. Generally, it's the Texas side. If you get real sick and you go to the hospital, you go to Texas side. You want a new car? Texas side. Believe it or not, I had to go get a new sport coat not long ago because all of my clothes from the legislature have been hanging in the closet, and it's dark. And what happens is clothes hanging in darkness, they shrink. Well, they do. And, but, so, where did I have to go? Went to the Texas side. Kids love to see movies. Texas side. You want to go to the museum? Texas side. You go to the library? Texas side. Fine arts, performing theaters. You go to the Texas side. I don't know, the list goes on and on and on. My point is, and what we're hearing people in Texas and Arkansas ask, even as we walk today, is why don't we have those over here? Well, it's a twofold problem. We need the housetops, because developers want housetops, and they want housetops with income. So, hey, let's get housetops. Let's try to raise income, everything that we can do, and have those over here so that we don't have to go over there. Now, you know, hey, we do, because there are certain things that Texarkana, Texas has that we don't. But as much as we possibly can, let's have over here. The other thing that I can remember from the board that I want to work on, desperately work on, is that we need to work with our neighboring governments. And that is, first of all, Texarkana, Arkansas, the last time I checked, is still in Miller County. And if you draw an outline of Texarkana, Miller County still is in Texarkana. So we need to work with the citizens of Miller County that, they live in Texarkana. And those citizens that live outside. It is a natural fit that we should work together to make things happen for both the county and Texarkana. And that's something that has not really been done as much as should be done, working together. The other thing is, yes, we've got to think regional in our development. We need to work with Texarkana, Texas in development, and I want to restart that process of working also with them. Does that mean that we will be subordinate to them? No. But when we have something to benefit us, let's work. Let's work with them. And because it can benefit us. It's sort of like two sisters in a beauty pageant. They hug and kiss, but each one want to win. That's just the way it is if you're recruiting industry. But now let's say one's knocked out and is no longer in a contest, then we should pull for the other, whether it's over there or if it's over here. But still, fair, honest competition is good. We get competition in our business every day. Somebody's, I can do this for less price or this, that, and the other. It makes us better. It really does. So competition is good, but we should work together and not alienate the city council on the other side. For goodness sakes, don't go over there and call them names. And I'm not going to do that. Gosh, I don't know. Oh yeah, question? No, I don't want to take questions. This is where I walk out the door and leave. All right, any questions from the media? None. So I've explained it all pretty good.
I can talk to you afterwards.
Okay.
Please.
Is it that secret?
Oh, no, it's just the mic.
Oh, the mic,
It will
okay.
pick you up after we
You want me
talk
to hold
to
it?
you. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am, Becky?
I was gonna wonder, like, how long do you think it could take the city to get back kind of on a positive level since it's been so chaotic? And
Well, I think that the first thing would be right after the election. I'm assuming that there will be another candidate on the ballot. But right after that day, January 1, I think that with a new mayor, that will be me. Someone asked me a while ago, said, well, are you going to win? I said, well, yeah, why would I get in the race? But I plan on it. We will work hard. We will leave no rock unturned. We've done this before. We've gone through 4 elections. 3 of them were contested, so it's not the first time. And 2 of them were citywide, so we will just work as hard. It's not as easy as it was 14 years ago. Tell you what, my old body is older, but maybe it's a little wiser. But I think that you'll see a significant difference at that point in time. Because I'm promising everybody we'll work together. I'll sit down and I'll listen. And in fact of all, I had lunch with a person last week that he and I disagree on an issue. And it's sort of a major issue. But he and I sit and we talked, we had lunch. And you know what? He's a friend. He will still be a friend. He knows how I stand. He knows, you know, I know how he stands. We have a right to our opinion. And but we work through it, and we're working on some other things for the future, hopefully for the city. So, okay, that settles that, and let's move on. And I think that that's been lacking. Any other questions? Anybody? Man, easy group. Okay. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can go back to work. And I'm going to send my daughter and son-in-law back to work so that I don't have to go.